Maybe that's a new thing. I don't remember that from the original game. Tutorial. I'll explain the creature creator to you. This is the Fiend Arena, a secret base that I created. This is where you put captured fiends into teams and train them. Oh god. That doesn't sound like fun at all. Fiends are reincarnations of humans who couldn't make it to the far plane. My objective is to train fiends and learn the secrets of their fiend tail. Fiend tail? Go to trap creature to capture fiends. Okay. Do we have to? Trap pod S has been supplied. Okay. I'll explain creature trapping. Set trap pods in areas that seem to be home to many fiends. The trap pods will cleanse the souls of the fiends and turn them into good creatures. I really don't think this was in the original game, because I don't remember this at all. There are 4 types of trap pods in all. Pod S, Pod M, and Pod L correspond to the size of the fiend you wish to trap. So obviously small, medium, large. Pod SP lets you target a specific species, including humanoids. So in theory, we could trap Leticus. You can carry up to 8 trap pods. You won't be supplied more than 8. That's too bad. Let's try it out by capturing Brother, who just went to Luca. Okay. I guess. I have no idea what the hell this is, but... Luca attracts fiends from all over, but trap pod SPs often don't do the job. Because they suck. What the hell? With trap pod SPs, you have to specify what fiend species you want to trap. Brother is a humanoid. Are you sure about that? So we gotta do humanoid, I guess. You can round up trapped fiends using R1. Okay. Select an area where you set a trap pod. The hell's he doing? Is he doing the Macarena? Allow him to going? Sure. You can name him. He already has a name, dude. It's Brother. Come on, man. The trap pod test was a success. Fiends have varied affinities for each other. When you can't catch a certain kind, try releasing a fiend you've already caught. This concludes the creature trapping tutorial. So what is the point of all this? Develop creature is where you nurture captured fiends. Give items and accessories to fiends to make them grow. I don't want to. Those are my items and accessories, damn it. You can use items and accessories to develop creatures. So kind of like increasing the stats of Aeons from FF10. Select creature from the menu. I guess. If we have to. This is the screen where you will develop creatures. Select a creature you want to develop. Brother, Flan Azul, Noshorn, Behemoth? How'd we get a Behemoth? And choose what you will use to develop the creature. For instance, if you select items... Whoa, how do we get 99 Mega Potions? How did that happen? Your item inventory will be displayed. In the creature status, you will see parameter changes and added abilities that will result from using a selected item. So different items will change abilities or stats. Currently, the cursor is on Ether, and it shows that you can use 2 Ethers to learn the ability Magicide. Now let's try developing the creature. When you select Ether with the cursor, a confirmation prompt will appear. Will it now? If you select yes here, it raised MP by 1. Noshorn will learn Magicide. However, creatures can only learn a maximum of 4 command abilities and 4 auto abilities. That sucks. If you want them to learn a new ability after reaching the limit, they must be made to forget a current ability. To make creatures forget an ability, select Unlearn from the menu. A cursor will appear on the list of the creature's current abilities. Select an ability with the cursor. Health Preserver, Dark Proof, and the creature will unlearn that ability. Isn't that nice? You're like taking knowledge away from them. It's not cool, man. Keep in mind that only abilities that the creature has actually learned can be unlearned this way. Abilities made usable through equipment, etc. are excluded, because they don't count. This concludes the tutorial on developing creatures. Okay, that's interesting, I guess. When fiends grow, you can learn more about their fiend tail. How's a fiend tail? If you go to creature history, you can see a creature's fiend tail. Which is what? When fiends level up in battle, their fiend tail level goes up as well. When fiends complete the fiend tail, they can then be unleashed. When a fiend is unleashed, you can see its secret fiend tail ending. What? After viewing its fiend tail ending, the creature is added to the bestiary. There's a bestiary? We have to try to register every fiend and spirit into the bestiary. If you want to change the name of a fiend or release it from your service, go to Name Creature. If you press R1, you can change the name of the creature teams as well. When you release a fiend from your service, its experience and learned ability will not be recorded, so be careful. Uh-oh. To train and level up fiends, have them fight in the fiend arena. So I guess this is like a massive side quest or something. Go to Fiend Arena to have your creatures battle fiend teams that I have personally scouted. Okay. The Fiend Arena has various tournaments and battle simulators. By winning in tournaments, you can receive trap pods as rewards. Hopefully they're not as redundant as Blitzball tournaments from FF10. Try to fight your way through and win every Fiend Arena tournament if you can. Lastly, I'll explain creature battles. Uh-oh. Creature battles. This tutorial will teach you how to have creatures you have captured participate in battle. Select party members from the menu. This is the screen where you can add creatures to the battle team. Huh. When you open the party members screen, there will be a list of characters and creatures. Select a creature you wish to add to the battle team. Yeah, you definitely couldn't do any of this in the original game, since you can only use the three main characters. When you select a creature, move the cursor to a team member on the right side of the screen. The selected team member will be switched out with the newly selected creature. The team member switch is now complete. I don't want a flan in my party, are you kidding me? However, keep in mind that creatures come in 3 sizes: small, medium, and large. The number of creatures that can be in a battle team at any one time is restricted to 3 small-sized creatures. Medium-sized creatures are equal to 2.5-sized creatures. Large-sized creatures are equal to 3 small-sized creatures. If you put 1 medium-sized creature on the team, then only 1 small-sized creature can be added on top of that. Oh, so that's what the size thing meant before. If you put 1 large-sized creature into the team, the behemoth has to fight alone. That's kind of sad. You cannot add any more members to the battle team. The creature fights alone. By the way, if you select Remove all members will be removed from the team. However, at least 1 creature must be selected for battles to take place. Let's have nobody in our party. That sounds fun. After selecting team members for battle, and using circle to return to the menu, if there are any creatures that are not equipped, the equipment screen will automatically come up. If you take creatures that are not yet equipped with dress spheres, and equip dress spheres on them like so, the setup for your creature battle team is complete. Just like regular characters, creatures must always be equipped with a garment grid and a dress sphere. Up to 2 accessories can be equipped on creatures. Creature abilities and parameters will change according to the dress spheres they have equipped, but they are not able to sphere change. Creatures can equip the same items characters can. How'd we get all those accessories? I want 99 hyper wrists. That's cool. The same item will have different effects when equipped on a creature than when equipped on a character. Oh yeah? You can check the effects of equipment on creatures through help message. Alright. This concludes the tutorial on creature battle teams and equipping creatures. I'll explain creatures' behavior. There's an iron giant! Friendly creatures will appear in a circle of light. Creatures make their own decisions in battle. Oh, so it's kind of like Lufia 2 with capsule monsters. Creatures that just joined you will use commands rather freely and randomly. Practice makes perfect, as they say. Creatures will grow smarter as they fight, learning which commands are optimal. Next, I'll explain cheering and fleeing. You can't directly control creatures in battle, but you can influence creature actions in battle by cheering them on. The gauge at the top left is the cheer gauge. Looking good. The cheer gauge shows the creature's motivation with star symbols, and its mood as well. Well, at least there's not random artifacts on the stream. The creature's motivation goes up by pressing R1. RS? Oh, RS, okay. And goes down by pressing LS. When motivation is high, creatures are more aggressive and do more damage. But they take more damage as well, and their evasion goes down, so be careful. When motivation is low, creatures do less damage. But they take less damage, evade more attacks, and even heal allies more often. When all the motivation stars are gone, the creature will flee the battlefield like a little coward. They quit like Vegastar. If the battle isn't going well, it may be better to have it flee. Finally, I'll explain abilities and leveling up. Just like regular characters, creatures level up and grow stronger by gaining experience in battle. In addition, they sometimes learn abilities after being attacked. The abilities that can be learned varies by creature and are learned when the creature is subjected to a related attack. For example, creatures that can learn Firaga may do so when they are attacked with a fire spell. Okay. There are a whole lot of abilities learned through related attacks. So it's almost like FF2 a little bit. So the best way to learn a lot of abilities is to fight many different kinds of enemies. Creatures can not only learn command abilities this way, but passive abilities as well. Also, creatures are able to forget abilities they have learned. But they can remember them again if they are attacked in the same way. If you need basic battle advice, talk to me and go to Shinra's Guide to Everything. Then select the Battle Beginner's House. This concludes the Creature Battles tutorial. Okay. This concludes the Creature Creator tutorial. Thanks for listening. Trap Pod S has been supplied. Trap Pod M has been supplied. Trap Pod L has been supplied. That was a long tutorial. Jeez, man. Freaking crazy. Do we actually have those in our inventory now, I wonder? I don't know. I guess not. We just have them. It's just like, whatever. Creatures. We have Brother as a creature. That's stupid. He has no classes. Item. Phoenix down would teach him life. I don't even want to mess with that, honestly. I don't even know if I want to use that.
I know everything.
Okay. Shinra's Guide to Everything. Glossary of Spira. Using garment grids. I guess we'll go through these. To sphere change, Yuna and her team must equip garment grids that have dress spheres placed on them. To place dress spheres on a garment grid, first select garment grids from the menu. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but a list of the party's garment grids is now displayed. Except for some reason they don't have Festivalist. Let's place a dress sphere on Vanguard, a garment grid that is currently empty. We don't have that yet. Once we select Vanguard, like Vanguard 1, a list of the party's dress spheres is displayed. When we select a dress sphere, the cursor moves to the garment grid. Then we simply select a node into which to place the dress sphere. That's all there is to placing a dress sphere on a garment grid. Yuna and her team sphere change by moving along the paths connecting dress spheres. Some garment grids have gates. Gates appear as icons such as the yellow thing that looks like a badge or something along the paths of the garment grid. When a character passes through the gates like that, she is granted special abilities. For example, passing through the yellow while moving between warrior and songstress raises strength by 5. Consider the effects of each gate when deciding where to place dress spheres. And remember, bonuses gained by passing through gates last only for the duration of that battle, so they're not permanent or anything. Now let's look at a few more aspects of placing dress spheres. By selecting Rearrange, you can move dress spheres already placed on the garment grid. Fun. If you want to start from scratch and place dress spheres on an empty grid, select Remove All to clear the garment grid of all dress spheres. Selecting Auto will automatically place dress spheres in an empty node, in any empty nodes on the garment grid. Auto is a quick and easy way to place dress spheres on any new garment grids you find. This concludes the tutorial on placing dress spheres. Now let's equip Yuna with a garment grid. First we need to select Equip from the main menu. Alrighty then. The cursor indicates the name of the garment grid Yuna currently has equipped, which is First Steps. Pressing X here will bring up a list of the party's garment grids, even though we only have one. If we select Vanguard, the garment grid we just placed dress spheres on, Yuna's currently equipped garment grid will change to Vanguard. Now that a garment grid is equipped, let's select a dress sphere. The cursor will automatically jump to dress sphere, so when we press X, the garment grid Yuna just equipped will appear. Yuna will begin the next battle in the dress sphere we're about to select. Fun. Yuna's dress sphere is now Warrior. The hell it is! This concludes the garment grid tutorial. Okay, fun. We scored the Vanguard garment grid. Nice. Okay. Learning new abilities. Let's see what this is about. During battle, Yuna and her team can learn abilities unique to each dress sphere. You decide which abilities each character will learn next. First, select abilities from the menu. It's like that time Vegastar tried to select abilities from the menu, but he couldn't figure it out, so he quit. Next, select the character that you want to learn an ability. The ability screen appears. Now you can get down to selecting an ability to learn. I mean, that's pretty low if you give up during a tutorial. The ability screen appears. Now you can get down to selecting an ability to learn. The left side of the screen shows a list of the party's dress spheres. The percentage to the right of each dress sphere indicates the character's mastery level of that dress sphere's ability. Abilities, abilities, abilities. Let's select a dress sphere. I kind of don't want to, honestly, but... A list of the dress sphere's abilities appears. Abilities marked with 3 stars, such as attack, have already been learned. The numbers to the right of unlearned abilities are ability points, or AP. The number on the right is the total AP needed to learn the ability. The number on the left is the current AP earned. Once a character earns the required AP, she acquires the ability. The ability currently being learned is highlighted as with pot shot below. While Yuna has the gunner dress sphere equipped, AP earned in battle will be applied towards learning pot shot. Yuna still needs 18 more AP before she can use pot shot. You can only learn gunner abilities like pot shot while fighting with the gunner dress sphere. AP obtained with other dress spheres won't advance gunner abilities, obviously. There are many abilities besides the one shown here. New abilities appear on the list as they become available. As mentioned earlier, it's entirely up to you to decide how to apply AP. Select the ability you want to learn first. Just move the cursor to the ability you wish to learn, and press X to select it. AP earned in battle will be applied towards this ability. Once this ability is learned, AP will automatically be applied towards a new unlearned ability. So even if you don't select a new ability manually, AP earned in battle is never wasted. Goodio. You know, unless you learn everything. You can easily access the abilities of other dress spheres by pressing L1 and R1. Pretty much. Now let's try selecting the ability we want AP applied to when using the songstress dress sphere. We've set Sleepy Shuffle to be learned next. So now AP earned as a songstress will be applied to Sleepy Shuffle, and AP learned as a gunner will be applied to Potshot. One last thing. Pressing L1 and R1 at this screen will cycle through your party members. Indeed. This concludes the abilities tutorial. Does it now? Okay, Glossary of Spira. What is this? Oh boy. So you can kind of learn about stuff, I suppose. Spira. The name of our world, Spira, is full of diverse landscapes and populated by many different races. During the 1,000-year tyranny of sin, Spira's people turned to the teachings of Yevon for solace. However, in the 2 years since Sin's defeat, they have begun to embrace their own ideas. Fun. Yevon. Yevon sucks, man. A belief system that once formed the foundation of daily life in Spira. Cursed with the ever-present terror of sin, the people of Spira found hope and a sense of order in Yevon's teachings. Temples of Yevon were erected across Spira as symbols of Yevon's teachings. Based in Bavel, Yevon was, for all intents and purposes, Spira's ruling power. 2 years ago, Yuna and her friends exposed a darker side of Yevon, resulting in its collapse. Still, there are many who are unable to let go of the teachings. They need to just move on, man. They're freaking bastages. Summoners! Nah. Passe. Gifted individuals who open their hearts to the faith and are able to summon and command sacred beasts known as Aeons. It was believed a special technique called the Final Summoning was the only way to defeat sin. Burdened with the hopes of Spira, the summoners made pilgrimages to Zanarkand to learn the summoning. However, many lost their will or their lives along the way, and they quit like Vegastar. Guardians accompanied summoners on their pilgrimages. They stood ready to protect their summoners with their lives and to provide emotional support during the journey. Fun. Aeons. There's Valifor. Sacred beasts that answer the call of summoners and aid them in battle. 2 years ago, Yuna had no choice but to fight the Aeons in order to defeat sin. Pretty much. The Faith. You spelled faith wrong, dude. Souls drawn from the living by mystical means and imprisoned in statues. The ever-dreaming Faith awake to the call of a summoner's heart, unlocking the awesome power of the Aeons. In the battle that finally destroyed sin for For good 2 years ago, the faith lost their power and ceased to appear. I couldn't see that for some reason because of the background. Sin. An entity that appeared at the end of the Machina War between Bavel and Xanarkand. It brought with it 1,000 years of chaos and destruction that halted the advancement of Spira civilization, and it probably caused some discussions along the way. Hasty Steven! Summoners were able to defeat Sin using the final summoning, but Sin always came back. By breaking with that tradition, Yuna succeeded in eliminating Sin for good. I'm doing quite nicely. I hope you're doing quite nicely, because it's good to be doing quite nicely. The Calm. The period of time since Sin has gone from Spira. Spira's people loved the calm and longed for peace following Sin's defeat with the final summoning. Yuna destroyed Sin for good 2 years ago. The people of Spira call the current age of peace the Eternal Calm. Gyro! The Far Plane. The final resting place of the dead. Summoners perform a sending that guides the souls of the departed to the Far Plane. The teachings of Yevon state that unsent souls eventually become fiends. The question of why, however, remains unanswered. That's too bad. Pyreflies. A type of matter that drifts throughout Spira via its waterways. Despite their name, pyreflies are not insects and have no physical form. Then why are they called pyreflies, you little jerks? Pyreflies are known to react with our thoughts and preserve them as illusions. They are related to fiends, aeons, and even Sin, but exactly how remains unclear. New Yevon? What the hell is New Yevon? A political organization built upon the temples and teachings of Yevon. It was founded by Trema, a pioneer in the search for Spira's true history. New Yevon seems to have inherited some of the temple's furtive nature. It has been accused of hoarding spheres collected by Spira's sphere hunters. However, it also serves as a pillar of support to those overwhelmed by the rapid changes that continue to rock Spira. The young praetor, Baralai, leads the party. Level 6? Well, you can change classes once you get to level 10. If you want. The Youth League. A group formed to oppose the once unchallenged New Yevon party. The Youth League's radical approach to building a new age has attracted many of Spira's youth. The group consequently has a dynamic and sometimes violent disposition. Nuge, a former crusader, leads the Youth League as its maven. We heard about Nuge and the Eternal Calm thing. Yeah, Lancer becomes Dragoon at level 30. The Machine Faction. A group of young Albed devoted to the study of Machina. Their fierce dedication distinguishes them even among their own race. Instead of utilizing ancient Machina, the group focuses on building its own. Members like to call these new Machina machines. An Albed named Gipple leads the group. Gipple rhymes with nipple! Sphere Hunters. Adventurers who scour Spira for spheres. Spheres can contain moving pictures, sound, or other forms of data. Like Lofty Mountain videos. Sphere hunting became popular shortly after a group called the Seekers appeared. The Seekers sought to debunk the warped perception of Spira's history that Yevon had long so maintained. That noble mission is lost on most of today's sphere hunters. However, who are simply in the business of having fun. The Crusaders. A military group that called on Spira's youth to stand against the menace of Sin. Are they still around? 2 years ago, the Crusaders were all but annihilated in a flawed campaign they called Operation Mihen, which did not go well. With the defeat of Sin not long afterward, the group lost its sense of purpose and disbanded. Most of the surviving Crusaders have since joined the Youth League. Huh. Refried beans in Walmart. Bullshit. Bullshit. And finally, Blitzball. I don't think you could play Blitzball in this game, can you? I don't recall. A water sport loved throughout Spira. When Sin still terrorized Spira, Blitzball helped people forget their troubles as they cheered on their hometown's finest athletes. The craze has died down since the arrival of the calm, but the sport still remains popular as always. Huh. Okay. Alright, so there's that.
I know everything.
See, well, what else we can do here? Treasure spheres. Treasure spheres. I don't remember what treasure spheres are, but you can look at different spheres you find. Unknown sphere. Journey start. Set Yuna on our path as a sphere hunter. The data and details of this recording are unknown. I guess we'll watch this again, just for fun. I think it's the same one that you saw in the Eternal Calm, but, you know.
No, I'm not sorry. I haven't done anything wrong. I know you're listening. If she was your girl, what would you do? How can you blame me for trying to use your weapon? It was the only way I could save the summoner. What would you do if you were me? Let me out! I want to see her!
Okay. I'm liking it so far, I would say.
I know everything.
What else we got? Shinra's Bestiary. So there's a bestiary. Oversold subjects. Yeah, I think you have to defeat a certain number of an enemy, and then they become oversoul, which has higher stats or something like that. Of course, we haven't really defeated any other enemies, so we don't have anything to look at there.
I know everything.
Shinra's dossiers. So it's like profiles of characters that you meet. Yuna.
My body just started dancing by itself. I didn't know what was going on. I was frightened.
The High Summoner who defeated Sin 2 years ago and brought the Eternal Calm. The discovery of a certain sphere led her to flee her island home and begun a personal journey. Fun. Riku.
Y-R-P. In position. It's showtime, girls.
An Albed girl who was once Yuna's guardian. It was Riku who dragged Yuna out of her stable but uneventful existence in Besaid. Pain.
This is Pain. I look up to her as a sphere hunter, and also as a friend.
One of the Gullwings, she isn't the talkative type. As the story goes, she joined the Gullwings for a chance to fly on the airship. That's it. Okay. Brother!
Who is the leader? I am. I give the orders around here.
Riku's older brother and leader of the Gullwings, and one of the best blitzball players in FF10. He learned our language out of an intense desire to speak with Yuna. But when overly stimulated, he slips back into Albed. That's a shame. Buddy.
Still analyzing.
Brother's childhood friend, and for all intents and purposes, the Gullwing's number 2. As down-to-earth as he may be, from time to time he says things really out of this world. Plus, he's got a Cisco hairdo, so that's kind of a thing. Shinra.
I'm just a kid.
An Albed Wonderkin. Underneath that mask, is he pondering his next invention or Spira's future? I don't know. Barkeep? Who's Barkeep?
Our barkeep's a Hypello.
A Hypello who has worked aboard the Celsius since Brother took him in. His most likely unremarkable past remains shrouded in mystery. Nice. Question marks.
Is it you? Or does he just look like you?
The young man shown in the sphere Kamari found on Mount Gagazet. The resemblance is truly striking, but can it really be him? Nah, I doubt it. Probably just some pool expert.